All right, Petey. I've had a pretty rough week. I think you've been a little stressed as well. Today, maybe just a little bit of a vent session since we got no guests. What do you think?
No, sounds good to me, man. I was actually looking forward to you and I chopping it up. You know, we originally started this with the goal of helping one person, and we talked about it last week, but I'm starting to realize the two people that have been helped the most is us.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, bro.
Freaking A.
If nothing else, sitting here talking to you has found me some balance, and I've taken something away from every guest we've had.
Yep.
The last week has been really stressful, and it's been not at the forefront for me to remember, but the life cycle extracts that Dave Seidenberg put me on, the meditation attempts I've been trying with my son. I did the cold plunge, Rega's thing I ordered the other day, the
Nice.
Magic Mind. We'll see how that goes, but I've learned so many different coping techniques, and the one thing I would like to improve on is when things get stressful and tough, using them. Because when things are perfect or they're easy, it's easy to occupy your time and say, let me try this, let me try that. But when your back's against the wall and you're fighting and you're battling a couple demons, it's tough to remember what new techniques you've learned. So, like, my dad's been in the hospital for a little over a week now, and it hasn't been great. He's doing great today, but I haven't been focusing on me. I focus on everybody else's shit except mine. I try to de-stress my mother. My brother had surgery Monday. I'm worried about my dad. I'm worried about making sure Michael's good, my mom's good, and I forget about me. So, like, last week when we filmed with Rega, I walked in here, I hadn't slept in like 4 fucking days. And I'm hoping to put some of everything I've taken away from here to practice again tonight and find that balance, you know? I talked to you yesterday. I called you because the situation dictated that I needed some advice about mortgages and real estate and stuff like that, just for long-term planning. And just that consult with you let me know I wasn't alone.
You know, there's a few things here. Well, number one, yesterday I brought Mason to school and I went and did the gift wrapping, like, PTO thing. So the night before, I wasn't able to register. I'm not, like, in the PTO or whatever. Abby ended up figuring out. Mason was crushed because I told him I might not be able to do it. But then I said, I'm going to figure it out. I always figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. Even if they're full with volunteers, I'll show up at your school, whatever we have to do. So I end up getting registered. I get to his school and I'm there and they let one class in at a time. Price gouging. Okay. They got these stuffed animals for like $13. They got these cheap little freaking bracelets. All these kids got money. So anyway, you're helping the kids basically add up their stuff. They were fine there, but then you have to, like, wrap the gifts. So each class had, like, these stragglers that, like, you're sitting there wrapping up all these gifts as quick as you can. And then you got the one class leaving, the other class coming in. And just for like 3 hours, it was
No
just
breather.
No breather. But Mason's class was the second group in. So he was so thrilled to see me. One of his football teammates, his really good buddy, Bray, I was wrapping his gifts and I could see, like, a few of the boys are, like, waiting on my line.
How are you at wrapping gifts?
Not bad.
Because I am fucking terrible.
Not bad,
Christmas,
but
I
Mary
make
probably
Emily-
does all.
Not-
Yeah.
Well, like,
right.
the gifts that Mary buys for the kids,
Yeah.
she takes care of it. But, like, if I buy her something or my mom
Yeah.
or whatever, I make Emily wrap my gifts. It's like a joke.
I'm not as good as the gifts that I open look way better than the ones that I wrap, but I'm not bad.
Yeah.
I'm not bad at all. But yeah, but some of these gifts, it's just like one little dinky toy. So you're, like, wrapping it up, putting tape on it, and then you got this whole line. So I have, like, a line of, like, the boys, Mason's bros, that are, like, waiting on my line. Meanwhile, there's, like, other people that are waiting to wrap gifts. So I'm just watching. I'm like, as I'm wrapping gifts, I'm like watching Mason, like, smile and, like, looking at me and stuff. But you know, it made his day that I was there.
But it probably made your day too.
It was great. It was great. But my point was, you said that it's hard for you to find, like, some of these good things to do for yourself. I knew that yesterday was going to be an overwhelming day for me. So I was at the school for 3 hours, didn't look at my phone the whole time because I told you, if I look at my phone, I'm trying to wrap gifts,
Yeah.
I'm fucked up. So I left my phone in my pocket. I leave and I responded to everything going on my phone, and then my parents are on vacation this week, which my parents, both blue collar people, they didn't really travel and do much of that stuff for a long time. They're
They
both
deserve it
retired,
now.
so they have a crew. So yeah, they're out in Mexico and stuff, and they do a lot with my kids. So Abby and I have been talking. Like, we knew this week was going to be a lot for us. So I did that. I responded to my phone and stuff. And then I knew I had a short window to when I had to go pick up the babies at daycare. So once I finished all that, I was feeling pretty anxious and overwhelmed. A lot going on with my clients and different things. I went in the plunge. And dude, I plunged at like 12. And I just felt amazing. I went and picked up the babies, brought them to Connie's. We had a great time. I wasn't getting overwhelmed by them. Carter dumped syrup all over the pancakes. The whole plate was filled with syrup. I wasn't even
They like
rattled.
the syrup more than the pancakes in my house.
But I was just enjoying. I took a few deep breaths. I was enjoying my time with them. It was really nice. And then I dropped them off with Abby. I picked Mason up from school. I ran to Brielle for a little while, got a few things done with work. Then I had football practice. But one thing that I did that I thought that I wanted to talk to you about was Monday night, I went on YouTube and I put on at-home workouts. Carter, Rowan, and Mason and myself are doing this 20-minute workout. Like, Mason knew the guy. He's yoked. He's got no shirt on, and he's doing these workouts on YouTube. So we got the YouTube on the TV, and we're all doing like mountain climbers, burpees, push-ups. It was awesome. Like, I was wearing like jeans, and I was like sweating. Abby's like, "You're working out with jeans?" I'm like, "I didn't know it was gonna be like this, dude. We just went on YouTube. I didn't know.
You're
we
the
had
fit fam over there.
Yeah." But I thought that was something really, really cool. And I actually thought about Evan because they had this really cool setup. This guy's got millions of views on YouTube, but it was cool because there's a clock on the left, and then there's 10 different like cubes that go and kind of show you how much time you have left. And I thought it was awesome. And I was like, dang, it was almost back to like anti-dad bod, where I'm like, dang, I can get Evan to set it up to where I could be doing the workouts with the kids in like this same manner.
Yeah.
So like my wheels started turning on that.
But
I
you
took
know
a
what?
few videos, but they weren't that good. So I
Take
didn't post
the
anything.
you making videos out. You kind of found with that what
Yeah.
I find with cooking. With
That's
my
why
kids.
I thought of you.
So I think I sent you a video the other night, or I posted it on my Instagram story maybe. Me and the kids, I just had a nice little calming session. I was stressed to the max. I'm arguing with my wife, whatever. I'm dealing with my dad, work. I just wanted to cut some onions, man. And me and the kids, I cut an onion. Max was chopping a pepper. Rosie's cutting an orange. I mean, I was making dinner, but they were there just to enjoy that little downtime. Now, for me, I'm cooking. We're not the fit fam. We might be the fat fam. You guys are working out over there, but the point
Whatever.
is, you're finding a little bit of balance. And now you said you did the cold plunge, and it calmed you down a little bit.
Yeah.
We discussed it yesterday on the phone. It's kind of like, meditation in a sense. You got to focus on your breathing, just like meditation. At least the guided ones that I've done, heavy focus on breathing and bringing yourself down. When I got in that cold plunge, you have to focus on your breathing. You have to bring yourself down. So do you think, obviously there's a lot of real benefit from the cold, but do you think you got a lot of benefit from finding your center and breathing and bringing yourself down like that? Like
100%.
I find when I meditate, that breathing brings me down and finds my center.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like the cold, like all these other components. But we were talking yesterday, the breathing, I think, is the key component. I can't really force myself to take these awesome breaths for myself, I guess, without it. So for now, it just seems to be the best. Now, I don't know if it's a mental thing where I'm just telling myself that like I need this cold water on the daily or what. I don't know if it's like my subconscious saying like, oh, I'm stressed, I need cold water to feel better. But whatever it is, like it's working. It's working for me. And
non-traditional shit though, right? So like traditional stuff doesn't work for me. Kind of doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it could be subconscious and it could be a mental thing. There could be no actual benefit that's documented, but you feel a benefit.
I do.
So wouldn't it be better? You could say, I'm going to go drink a fifth of vodka and numb my pain and cope with my feelings that way, but you're not. You're going and sitting in a cold plunge for 3 minutes. Much better choice. especially long term, and whether it's mentally or genuine, you're finding a benefit.
For sure. And it's one of those things too that like I know how beneficial it is, but I also almost talk myself out of it like on the daily. Like today I went in right before this. I feel great, but like I don't know if it was 2 days ago, I just like kept putting it off. And I ended up going in like at night. And I kept putting it off. And then like as I'm in there, instantly as I'm in there, I'm like, why did I put this off?
Yeah.
I should have done this hours ago.
Now, why were you putting it off?
Dude, it's uncomfortable as hell, man. It's cold outside already.
Yeah, but you do it every day. I mean, you don't get used to it. I mean, for me, I can't. We went the other day. I want to go back. I want to do it again, but I'm going to be apprehensive getting in again. I'm not used to it. I kind of feel like you're like the cold plunge king, and you could hop in no problem.
Again, that's back to when we went to Leaks Fitness together and you thought that me working
Fair.
out, I wasn't going to get tired.
Yeah.
So it's like the water's still freezing cold.
But you're also a physical beast. Like, I mean, let's not, it's not that I didn't think you just work out so you won't get tired. You overextend yourself in everything you do. You are all in. So like, you're probably the best shape out of anybody I know. And like, I'll put you up against Robbie Leaks. Robbie Leaks just did a marathon. I'm pretty sure if I called you and was like, Pete, you desperately need to run a marathon right now, you're going to finish it. You don't even have to train. Like, I'm confident.
I appreciate the confidence, but the same thing with the cold water. Like, I'm still a human being.
Yeah.
It's still cold as hell. It's already cold outside. Like that's the thing. If I get in the car and drive to Thrive, I'm good because I'm like, all right, I'll get nice and heated up in the sauna. I'll go in the plunge. I'll go back in the sauna. Like this is my spot. When it's already cold outside and you have to walk outside in the cold with no shirt on and like get in knowing damn well it's going to be freezing. But yeah, I don't know why I'm kind of like sometimes I feel like I need it so I get in no problem, and other times I'm like, all right, I know I need this but I don't really feel like going outside in the cold right now. It's freezing.
Now, do you feel different? Like, this might be stupid, but I don't know. But like if it's cold outside and you do a cold plunge as compared to the middle of the summer and you do a cold plunge, do you feel a difference in your benefit or how your body's receiving it? Since like, let's say it's 95 degrees out, you get in, now you're cooling yourself off. If it's 50 or 40, you're cold, you're getting in cold water. Is the experience different?
It really is, dude. And that's such a funny question because it's kind of like thawing out like a frozen chicken.
Yeah.
Like in the summer when you get in, you literally get out and it's 90 degrees and like, boom, you like warmed up. You're almost like sweating within like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Where now like the most uncomfortable part of the whole thing is like getting out in the cold, trying to get dried off, like shivering, all wet all over the downstairs hallway and like making my way up to the hot shower.
Freezing.
So like the thaw out process is now like 4 minutes where it used to be literally sunlight gets you right back.
Now, do you think that additional cold amplifies the positive effects you feel?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, we've discussed it. You know, it juices you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now you're getting out. You're not getting that instant relief from warm weather. Now the cold is extended. It's got to give you a little bit extra fire to you.
No, it definitely does, man. And John Riley and I have been talking a lot about it. And we saw Coach Joe McCullough. He trains a lot of athletes.
I know Joe.
Here.
He was actually the strength and conditioning coach at
Exactly,
Red Bank Catholic.
Red Bank Catholic.
Yeah.
Well, he just put something up recently that was saying like, you don't need the cold water to get these benefits. Like you could still go outside and experience some of these same things. Maybe it's the breath. Maybe it's just the uncomfortableness. Like my bone, like I'm still cold right now. I was in it at like 15.
And you're still cold.
Yeah. I still feel cold. Like I took a hot shower and I warmed up, but I could still feel a little bit of cold going.
And that doesn't bother you during the day?
No.
I don't know if I'd be able to get comfortable.
Weird, dude. I don't know.
Nah, you're just strong. You're not
just
weird.
works.
You're strong. Because, like I said, I'm stressed to the max this week. I should probably go do a cold plunge.
You probably should.
But I'm a pussy. I'm not going to go. I should try and get uncomfortable to get comfortable. Maybe I'll be able to make time Friday, but I got to figure it out, man. You're mentally tougher than me, I think. You really are. Pete, I've seen you deal with so much shit and overcome it just like with grace, where I deal with so much shit and I overcome it, but I don't seem so graceful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're like cool and collected under pressure. Like you got 30 little kids running around the wrestling room and they're screaming and they're at the top of their lungs and not listening. And you're just like, hey guys, let's play tug of war over here. Me, I'd be like, get the fuck over here. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you deal with all of it.
I mean, I appreciate that. I was kind of thinking on the way over here how like there's this line that like once you wrestled, everything else in life is easy, but human beings are just resilient. Like I've thought about that before. Like even when it comes to like drug and alcohol abuse, like you could really beat the crap out of yourself and like you still wake up the next day, like still resilient the next day. I
think
it's not easy. I make things look a little bit easier than I feel they are.
But you manage it well. And when it comes to resilience, everybody's different. And I've seen people crumble that weren't mentally tough enough. You're mentally tough enough to deal with your challenges and deal with them gracefully. Humans are resilient. You could beat the crap out of your body. Look at my father. The guy should have been dead like 5 times over in the last 6 years. He fights every time. He's battling right now. My man is a fighter. It's on us as the person to be resilient. The human body might have the ability to do it, but mentally you have to be tough enough to do it. And mentally you have to be tough enough to say, you know what? Life's kicking the shit out of me right now, but I'm going to stand here and I'm ready to fight. Just like when I was younger and I liked fighting. It didn't matter if I lost. I was prepared for the fight.
Yeah.
And life throws a lot of shit at me. I'm always going to be prepared for the fight. I'm going to go down on my, with my shield up. I'm here to battle. You battle it just a little different than me. I think you do it in a much more refined way where you're calmer. And I'm a little more over the top and aggressive maybe, which for me is okay. That's who I like to be.
That's it. Yeah. And I think as much as we are very similar in a lot of things, we are different in a lot of these ways.
You're
and
the
I think,
yin to my yang.
Yeah, but I think that like we always talk about how the kids are watching and we're basically these kids are like these little mirrors of like both of their parents, right? So my dad, blue collar, tough, hardworking dude, never heard him complain, never heard him bitching about anything. Where my mom, I'm a lot like both of my parents, but my mom weathers all storms with grace.
Yeah.
She carries a lot for everyone all the time. And will still smile, will still be kind to people, will still find something. Like she'll comment to me. I'm like, Mom, stop with that. She's like, nice shirt. I'm like, this shirt is teal. Like nobody likes this shirt. I don't even like this shirt.
Yeah, but you're her baby boy, bro. She loves whatever you're wearing.
Yeah, but I feel like as you were talking about like how I kind of handle different situations and stuff, I think a lot of that just comes from my mom and like watching her do it with a smile, like no matter what it took. And I think that's where I kind of fall into same type of things.
I guess we've discussed our dads a lot and, men's mental health and the influence of other men on us, but I've never actually sat here and discussed my mother's influence on me. And I just realized that while you're talking about your mom. And, as hard-nosed as my dad could be when I was growing up, he was an amazing father. He was difficult on me sometimes, but I needed it very, very much so. I needed to be put in my place. My mother wasn't easy on me. I was more afraid of my mom than my father. And what's scary is my mother was always nice. I was afraid, and she didn't have to yell. She didn't have to hit me. She didn't have to yell. I didn't want to disappoint her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You don't want to let her down.
Yeah, because she was always on my team. My dad used to joke that I could be marching in line and I could be standing 5 feet to the right of everybody else. And my mother would say, oh, look at everybody else. They're out of line. Like, I'm always right. She was always my biggest supporter.
Yeah.
And, I yelled at her today. And I'm not feeling great about it now, especially sitting here thinking about it. She deserves it. She deserves every bit of her time. Now, my dad's in the hospital. She took 2 hours for herself to go get her nails done. We have our company Christmas party on Friday night.
Nice.
I told her she should go get her nails done. We were at the hospital in the morning. She had a 9:30 appointment. She went. My father must have called me 10 times. I was working. And I had a real busy workload this morning. She comes to the office before she goes to see my dad, and I told her I was stressed, and she goes, I deal with it too, Bill. I said, yeah, but the difference is you're getting your nails done. I'm fucking working. And I felt fucking terrible as soon as I said it.
Her getting her nails done is like you going to Robbie Leaks.
I
you
agree.
Know what I'm saying?
I agree. And at that moment, I was so stressed and so wound up.
Yeah. You can't be pincushioning your mom like that, bro.
No, I know. I was wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I was wrong for that. And I want to, Mom, if you ever watch one of these or you watch this, know I'm sorry. And no, I don't mean to be an asshole sometimes. You know my heart is always in the right place. I just maybe sometimes come about it wrong. But I'm going to give you the biggest hug when I leave here and see you at the hospital because I do love you and I am sorry. And you are the backbone of our family, even though I might pretend to be or Michael might. It's all you. But I wanted to give her a shout out for a second.
Love that. I love that, man. We were talking before we aired that there was a video on Instagram of a guy whose wife died, and he was on the plane, and he had a whole bunch of pictures of his wife. And he was basically telling everyone on the plane, I think it started because there was a couple arguing in front of him, and he had all these framed pictures of his wife, and he said, we're on borrowed time. If you get into an argument with somebody, make sure it's resolved. Like basically saying, like, we don't know when this life journey is over. We need to make sure that the people that we love and care about know that we love and care about them. Like, if someone pops into your mind, call them.
Yeah.
John Riley and I, John's going to come on. He's going to be sitting over
John.
here. Oh, yeah, John's going to be coming on here
That's going to
soon.
be a hell of an episode.
I know. Johnny's going to be coming on here. And, you know, John has been sending me a lot of videos, and we've been talking a lot lately. And I was in the plunge earlier, and while I was in there, I was taking a video, and out loud I said, you know, Lord, thank you for another day on this beautiful earth. Thank you for all my blessings. Thank you for my wife, my kids, my parents, my sister, and all my friends who I consider family, you know? And John Riley's one of those people, dude, where like Johnny's always rooting for me, dude. Like I was watching last week's episode and we were talking about like sometimes people don't necessarily want you to win or they're kind of insecure within themselves. And like Johnny and I, man, we got the same last name. We got the same heart.
I thought you guys were related.
Yeah, we got the same heart. And like I'm fine going around telling people him and I are brothers
he's
or
pure.
cousins or whatever.
He's solid.
Yeah.
I know Johnny, a year and a half? And like, bro, I got a lot of love for this kid.
Love him.
He's in my inbox sending me shit too.
Yeah,
and
good.
I love the videos, motivational stuff.
Yep.
Every time I see him, he's got a good vibe,
Yep.
positive energy. Unless we're playing golf and he thinks we should be playing his ball and we wind up playing Zach's.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever see him get angry.
Or maybe there's some audio of him after a bad shot and he lets loose a little bit.
And you know what? I got to give him a world of credit, too, because he's in a wrestling room. Mav just really started engaging there. You know, he's young. He's running around, hanging out. And Johnny's there just doing it out of the kindness of his heart.
I know.
Not working with his kid. He's working with everybody else's kid. And Sunday, I don't know if you noticed it, Rosie just sat and hung out with Maverick for a good portion of the time. And then Johnny was just sitting hanging out with him. Yeah. It was fucking adorable, and it just speaks about like the person he is.
Yeah,
because he's sitting in a wrestling room with wrestling shoes on, not really comfortable, maybe super sweaty, and he's just sitting down with these two little beautiful 3-year-old kids.
Yep,
enjoying the moment.
I know, man. And you know what? John's somebody else that could really be battling a whole bunch of stuff, and you wouldn't really know it, and he doesn't kind of take it out on anybody else. He's trying to build a sauna in his garage right now. So he's gotten he got the coals, and he was telling me all the wood that you need to get. But John's dad was just in the hospital. John's dad's had cancer, a lot of different health. That's my point. He's had a lot. His dad lives out in California. He's had a lot of like health scares as of late. Yeah. I think they mentioned something of like a shocking to the heart recently that he had to go through and like. John's like wearing it, but he doesn't really give the energy as if he's wearing it. He's another one who can kind of really overcome and fight a lot of battles on the daily, and people don't really know about it.
Yeah, but again, he does it with grace.
He does.
And, like I told you, I yelled at my mom today. Now, granted, Big Art's in the hospital over a week, going on a week and a half now, and I'm stressed and I'm worried. doesn't make it okay for me to talk to my mother that way.
No.
I was wrong. I shouldn't have yelled at her. I should have kept that to myself. And that's one of those cases where I will say that old school way I was raised, shove that shit back down inside. I should have kept that bottled up. That's one of those things that should have stayed. But you, Johnny, calm and collected all the time. I've never really heard you raise your voice and get hostile. And me, I don't know, maybe there's a misfire for me somewhere, and all I really know is aggression. And I'm trying to change that. Being around you, being around guys like Johnny or Zach or Scott is like the most
Scott's the man.
unshaken guy ever. It does not matter what happens. He's just like, yeah, fuck it. Like, you shit on my dinner plate. Like, it's okay. I'll figure it out. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't know how people find that much calm. And I battle it. I got to, I'm obviously on a self-improvement journey and trying to find some inner peace. And I am changing some things about my life and my home life that it just don't work for me anymore. You know, I'm 38 years old, and if we're not evolving, what the fuck are we doing? So the shit that I liked at 25 or 30 or what made me happy or did work at 32 even doesn't work now. And I'll figure it out.
You know, what I'm thinking is like some of these stressful type times and moments, like you not to tell you what to do, but you should try to
Please tell me what to do.
Nah, dude, you
Please.
should try to find yourself. Like, I was talking to Seidenberg again a few nights ago.
I got to reach out to him.
And, you know, we were talking about a few different things, and I suggested that he go for a walk. He wanted to get his creative mind going, and I suggested like the walk for him. I've talked about coloring books before. Like, I'm grateful for the plunge. I knew I needed it yesterday. I got in. I felt better. You have been plugging and playing a lot, but it seems like when you start getting stressed and you start resorting back, or you start, maybe that's when you just know, like, put on a 10-minute meditation video, sit in the car.
Yeah, just
And
getting
that's it. Get your
getting
meditation
to the point
going.
where I remember to do it when I'm stressed.
It's hard to remember stuff when you're stressed.
Yeah, and that's why I said when things are fairly easy,
then
or
you
you're
can
only
do
got a
it.
little bit of stress and you know you're cognizant that there's a little stress, let me throw on a meditation video, let's bring it down. Let me take some reishi and lion's mane before I go to bed and bring myself down. I know I need it to soothe me. When you're a little stressed, that's easy. When you're fucking bottled up and you feel like you're going to explode at any fucking minute, it's tough. Like, you're talking about telling Dave to go for a walk. I bought a bike probably a year ago for myself, and I ride it. But I didn't buy the bike I wanted. Because the bike I wanted, everybody told me I look stupid on, and I'm 38 years old, and what the fuck do I need to do with a BMX bike?
Wait, what kind of bike was it?
I wanted a BMX bike, like a legit BMX bike.
So get it.
No,
Who
well,
cares
here's
what
the
they
thing.
say?
So I'm in the parking lot at SC Bikes.
Are you gonna get pegs on it?
Yeah, I wanted fucking pegs, bro. So I'm at SC Bikes. The week prior I had bought Max and Rosie bikes.
I saw that.
Always been into bikes my whole life. Me and Michael, that's all we did when we were kids.
Yeah.
I've said it before. My favorite movie was this movie Rad. It's all about BMX. I got this BMX bike. I'm outside. I tell Scott to come meet me. I needed him to put it in his pickup truck. I'm riding the bike in the parking lot. He pulls in. He goes, "You look like a fucking idiot." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Bro," he goes, "you look like an idiot." He goes, "You're having a midlife crisis. Get a different fucking bike."
Wait, do you have the BMX bike?
No, I didn't buy the BMX
All right.
bike. I went and bought a bike that everybody else told me I should
What,
buy
like a mountain
instead.
bike?
Kinda. It's like a cruiser or something. I don't fucking know. It sucks. But it does have a cool name. It's the Big Woody, and it's got like fake wood graphics on it.
Okay.
And like it's cool, but
That sounds way more clowning than a BMX bike.
no, they told me I look stupid. What are you trying to be, like a 15-year-old? Yeah, maybe I want to be a fucking 15-year-old. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to buy the fucking BMX bike.
I was gonna say,
because
dude,
I should be riding the fucking bike when I'm stressed because I fucking love it. I'm not going for a fucking walk, but I'll ride the shit out of that fucking bike.
Perfect.
And jump off some fucking curbs.
Perfect. Well,
I
there
said
it
fuck
is,
a
dude.
whole lot.
Because you know what, we were talking recently. I forgot who it was, but it was probably Rega last week. But we were talking
I
about
like
kind of
Rega.
like me too.
Solid
me too.
dude.
He's actually on a 72-hour.
I saw
fast.
we were talking about it last night.
10 o'clock tonight is the 72-hour fast is over.
God bless him, man.
Yeah. No, dude, Rega's
He's all right.
Awesome. He's good people.
I thoroughly enjoyed speaking with him, and we were talking last night about the fast. I told him, let me know how he feels. I think it might be one of those things that I just might try to prove to myself I could do it.
Do it.
Just that there's got to be a lot of fucking hurdles, and I would love to have him back on we could have a 10-minute episode just randomly just to discuss how he felt from it.
Oh yeah, well he was saying he wanted to come back on anyway, so we'll have to ask him about that.
I got to know how that worked.
But what I wanted to say is, sometimes when we're adults, we think that we kind of like have to live a certain type of like dorky ass adult wearing fucking khakis and a tucked in shirt and acting like a fucking dork, like whatever it may be. Like we could still resort back to these things that we loved as a kid. Like I used to love trampoline. Like you're bouncing on a trampoline, feeling great, doing backflips. Like I would run off the bus to get on the trampoline. Well, because I'm an adult, dude, we go to trampoline park as a kid. I'm fucking loving it, dude. I'm like almost hitting the ceiling. Like my body weight, I guess, just like sends me flying on those things. Dude, I was having a blast.
How many kids have you taken out in there?
None, thankfully, and like not my own kids either. But it's a good time. But like YMCA basketball league, some of the guys that I'm friendly with, they're still in volleyball leagues. My friend plays basketball. People are playing pickleball these days. Resort back to that shit. You want to jump some fucking curbs? Jump some curbs. I fucking
want to jump curbs, bro.
Dude,
I want to build like a half pipe in my backyard.
Yo, and so do it. Anybody
Scott
who's
was knocking
you,
me, and my wife, she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I want to ride a bike, man. Like I want to ride bikes."
Dude, call it a midlife crisis. Call it what you want, but you're finding your peace.
I could be doing way worse of a midlife crisis than buying a BMX bike.
100%.
I'm going SC bikes tomorrow.
Do it.
This is bullshit. I should have bought the BMX bike. Fucking Scott.
Yo, I'm just picturing you like wearing the helmet, doing wheelies down your street.
Bro, I'm in the parking lot at SC Bikes. Here comes Scott, and he's like, I'm riding the bike. Like, I'm in love at this point. And he's like, you look like a moron. You're not buying that, are you? I'm like, yeah, I am. What are you talking about? He's like, that is the dumbest thing in the world.
Your thing with the BMX or your thing with the bike, like, don't worry about what anybody else says. You're gonna look clowning on it because you're like almost 40 on a BMX bike. But if that's your way to like feel good and find your peace, it's so freeing. Like I used to bomb hills on a skateboard, and I would bomb these crazy hills in Rhode Island, and then I started bombing the 35 bridge in Belmar. So you go down the 35 bridge, like down the bridge to like Headliner.
Yeah.
Super sketchy right there. And I would bomb that because I was playing volleyball at Headliner. And that's getting back to what I was saying with like finding things that like get you sweaty, have fun. We used to play volleyball at Headliner every Wednesday. It was a co-ed league. Wednesday night was nice because it kind of broke up the week a little bit. So it gave me something to look forward to. We had a blast. And then Abby basically told me once Mason was born, like I wasn't allowed to bomb the hills anymore, which was fine. And like I came to terms with it. But now Mason will be on the scooter, and we have like this short board now that my cousin got for Mason that I'll ride, and it goes quick. It's got big wheels, big trucks on it, and I get that same freeing feeling. Like we were down in Virginia a few months ago, and we bombed like some sick hills down in Virginia with me, Mason.
How'd you feel doing it now?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Me, Mason, and my nephew Dax. They were on scooters. I was on the skateboard, and we're just bombing these hills. I got my hands out and taking deep breaths. Like, find your peace, dude.
Yeah, see, for me, I used to find the majority of my peace behind the wheel of a car. And generally, that was with the music turned way up. I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to. But I did it at high rates of speed. And last time I did that, I did it with my wife in the car. I mean, I drive, bro, but not like this. We were coming up the turnpike, and I was racing this kid in a Hellcat, and I hit like a $157.
Golly.
And she started fucking screaming. She said, we have 3 kids, and yeah, bro, she's right.
Ain't wrong.
Like, shit goes sideways at 150 miles an hour. You have a problem. There's somebody else raising your kid. Period. There's not a question about it. Now, I put both their parents in the car for that. That was a shit decision on my part. So maybe taking a curb on a BMX bike is a little better idea.
100%. 100%.
It's just finding what's going to work. You know, like I said before, shit that made me happy 5 years ago doesn't make me happy today. And if it did, life would still be boring. You know, I don't need to wake up at peace every day. I don't. I'm at war. 9 out of 10 days or 6 out of 7 days a week, I'm at war. 9 out of 10 times I wake up and I'm choosing violence. That's just who I am. But I got to find that peace again. So, like, ever changing. I can't do it in a car at 160, but I can do it on a BMX bike. I could change some stuff at home. I could change some stuff at work. Just little tweaks, like Robbie did with my diet, or, you know, like you're doing with trying to get off your seizure medication. Just little tweaks to life, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's more of like a few years down the road I would like to.
Oh, yeah, no, but
You know
listen,
what I
you're
mean?
playing long ball no matter what, because a few years down the road, I'd like to have peace.
Yeah.
But you're trying to find things that might help, whether it's cold plunge or you're doing research or whatever. I'm sure you're Googling shit. What's a healthy alternative to medication or natural alternative? You know, for
Yeah.
me, it might not be medication. I mean, I got off medication because of Robbie and my diet, but mentally, I'm not going to take anything to bring me down.
No, don't.
And I just got to find that thing that works for me.
You ever think about, have you ever heard of like grounding, where like you take your shoes off and you go outside?
So I actually just saw something about this the other day. I saw like an Instagram video. Bro, it's kind of weird. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. I just don't get the concept of it.
Dude, the concept is like, yeah, we evolved into human beings, but we started as cavemen. Like,
Yeah,
dude, we're
but-
way more simple. Our brain is like really complex, but at the end of the day, like a flower needs like sunlight
Have you tried it?
and water. Yeah, like without even realizing though, because what I would do is like in the summertime, I would like always not have my shoes on
Yeah.
outside. And you know, there's something about spring and summer with the sunlight. Like I
Brings
feel like
different
everyone's
energy.
feeling good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I'd be out landscaping with no shoes on and different things. Have I done it recently? No, I'm not. I haven't fucking taken my shoes
Maybe
off.
we
and
should
walked
start walking
outside in
around
the
with no
freezing
shoes
cold.
on.
You know, I don't know. They say that like if your feet are going to determine like the rest of your body's temperature. So if it's freezing cold and your feet are freezing, maybe you can get sick or something.
that
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
But I was just thinking about you, like even like the morning sun, like you already wake up early. Maybe like the next thing that you add into the mix is like a few laps around the block in the morning, a
Yeah.
few deep breaths, count your blessings, things you're grateful for.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and take a walk.
Take a walk.
Maybe I'll drive to your house and we'll take a walk together.
I'm down with that.
I know you are.
I'm down with
I
that.
fucking know it. Maybe we'll get Ev and Dalton out there too.
There you go.
Big Tom, you in?
I'm in.
I feel like you're not waking up, Tom.
I'm always in.
I don't know, man. I feel like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not just going to bed at 5:36. So I just stay up.
Ooh, to be young again. So I wanted to ask you with the watch and everything, when you're finding yourself getting stressed out, does your watch tell you
It does.
as of late?
And I'm
Has it
very-
been popping off all day?
Yeah. Bro, I check. So I will consciously check it when I know I'm feeling stressed.
Do you have to go into something on the watch, or does it
So you
pop
can
up?
get alerts, but you just hit a little thing, swipe up, and it brings you to all your stuff. So like I have my notifications. Right now my heart rate is at 77. It shows me my steps. My stress is not showing on this screen because I have a package coming. So I just got an alert, but it's got everything right on there at a swipe. There's a couple different screens.
Have you been noticing over the last, like, basically,
Super
since your dad's
stressed.
been in the hospital that you're
Terrible
stressed?
sleep. Super
Yeah.
stressed, terrible sleep. Now, fun fact about the sleep though. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but your sleep score is 0 to 100. Let's say without taking the reishi, I had a sleep score of 30. I had no REM sleep, nothing. Let me see if I can still.
Golly.
Let me see if I can pull the data from the worst night. I took the reishi the next night, and my sleep score was the same, but I forget which factor improved significantly. It went from, it might have been REM or, hold on, let's see. Garmin Connect.
Yeah, man. Sleep seems to be like, if I'm going to
Sleep is
compare
huge, bro.
humans
Huge.
to flowers and plants getting photosynthesis, like for us, it's like sleep, hydration,
All right.
what
so
you're eating, and getting
intake,
sweaty.
yeah, bro. So food for me, I've been eating a lot different, has been huge as well.
Good.
All right, so my average sleep score right now is a 42, which is fucking terrible for the
But
last
better.
7 days. It is better. Now, let's see.
Damn, dog.
All right, so last Thursday, my sleep score was a 29. I had 12 minutes of REM sleep,
Golly.
52 minutes of deep sleep, 4 hours and 19 minutes of light sleep, and an hour and 38 minutes awake.
Dog.
So now, I think it was the next night.
Bro, that's if that was me that next day after that terrible sleep, like that's when I'm at my absolute worst.
Yeah.
I have no patience at that time.
So the next day, no, that's not it. Where did it go? Oh, I accidentally closed out of the screen. Regardless, the next day, my sleep score went up 1 point. So it was like a 31 or whatever. But my REM sleep increased by an hour. So instead of having an hour and 12 minutes, I had like an hour and 12 minutes of REM sleep. I felt so much better.
Good.
Now, I don't know what the difference is. I still didn't have a great sleep score, but that REM cycle being extended was the only thing good on my sleep summary, and there was a noticeable difference. I was still pretty tired, but I felt so much better. I was tired, but felt good.
Do you rock Red Bull still?
I have one in the morning on my way to work, but that's it. I've gotten big with bone broth.
Yeah, Stephanie Cunliffe told me about that.
I fucking love it. I also probably not the best thing because it's got a lot of sodium and stuff
That's
like that,
fine.
but I'd rather that than all the shit that's in a Red Bull. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
that stuff basically tastes like you're drinking like a laser beam or something. I don't know.
So what's the bone broth thing? Like, what's the deal with that?
I
know
drink it like
Stephanie
a
said there's a
coffee.
lot of good stuff to it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's more of like an energy thing that you're doing
I
it
don't
for?
know. I feel like I get some energy from it, but that could be mental.
I think she was telling me, for me personally, you know, because I was really reaching out to her a lot when I told you I was all depressed
Yeah.
and everything. I was talking to Steph a lot because she's all about, like, you know,
She knows it all when it comes to nutrition.
she had to
especially.
learn all that.
Yeah.
You know,
And she's got it dialed in.
yeah.
But-
She had to make
Yeah.
sure that
she's
she
good.
feels better. And like, what is it that the hell is it called that she has?
MS.
MS. Bro, brutal.
Yeah.
And like what she was getting from the doctors was not what she needs. So
But
she
no.
had to do some serious searching,
And she changed a lot
She
just
did.
based on diet.
and she's rocking it.
Yeah.
And she's doing amazing.
Yeah. Actually,
when I was
Zach was the
talking to
first
her-
person I saw consume bone broth.
Okay.
And then I wound up on it. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, I think she was telling me that it was like the hydration aspect that it was good at.
Yeah, and I feel great from it. I mean, I've replaced coffee with that, and I kind of replaced coffee with Red Bull. So like now I will have a Red Bull in the morning on my way to work. I'll get to work. I usually start my day with like a little bit of yogurt, some granola, and a half a cup of bone broth. And then like an hour later, 2 hours later, I'll have a little snack. Then I'll have a little bit of more bone broth, and I'm good for the day. But I treat it like a cup of coffee. It's kind of, I'm not going to say refreshing. That would be stupid. But
Yeah, whatever.
right now, it's still new and exciting. Like it's like getting a new toy. Like I learned about bone broth. I really like bone broth.
There you go.
So I don't know. Maybe long term it's great. Maybe it's not. But right now I feel good.
Cool.
I mean, but I got a lot of changes I've made. So can I say it's from bone broth? No. Is it from eating way cleaner? Absolutely. Is it from focusing on trying to lessen my stress? Probably. And being more conscious of my sleep pattern? Sure. But it's all got to improve still.
It's all right. I'm kind of picturing like a pie chart right now.
Yeah.
And like,
most
you know, if
important
it's
thing
a
for me
circle-
right now is sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need that pie chart to be filled in with sleep right now. But we'll get there.
Exactly. But at least you're aware of that. And like, you know, I was noticing like the last few nights we were talking past your regular bedtime.
Yeah. I I haven't been sleeping
Are
well.
you still waking up at the same time?
Yeah, I'm still up at 5:30 every morning.
Now, do you have an alarm set, or you just pop
No.
up at that time?
No, naturally waking up. Internal alarm clock. Last night I was up. I had fallen asleep around 9. I got a phone call from my dad
that's
around
right.
10 while he was in the hospital, and he's in the hospital. I look at the phone and it says, "Dad, you assume maybe there's a problem or he's having an issue," and it's tough to Tom agreed earlier when we discussed it. Once you get that call and you think the worst or you feel like something's wrong, trying to come down from that is difficult. So realistically, I should have put on a guided meditation. I should have sat there and decompressed a little bit. I didn't. Instead, I'm sitting here breaking all of Dave Seidenberg's rules. I'm laying in bed, watching TV, texting you and Ev, and breaking every guidance that he gave me in that. But I just wasn't there last night. Like, you put off doing the cold plunge the other day. I put off the meditation and going to sleep, and I just needed
I'm struggling with that
chat.
3-2-1 rule.
It's brutal.
Between
The phone is the hard part.
between the phone and the eating and the work, all three that he said avoid in 3-2-1. Like, that's why I just love what that dude is all about.
The fact that
He's got a lot of discipline to stay diligent with that shit. Because
the
like,
fact that he could practice it is wild. Because
Yeah.
I could tell you anything. When I was much fatter than I am now, still fat, but much better, I could tell you to eat better, but I wasn't eating any better. Now I'm doing it and I got some discipline, but that's just a little bit of dieting. This guy's changed his whole fucking life.
I know.
Meanwhile, I can barely change my socks. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's remapping his brain, and I'm sitting here like, where did I put my car keys?
Right.
And he's like figuring the whole fucking world out. It's impressive where he's at.
And in the same breath, he was also mentioning that he had a hard time retaining information that he read in school.
And
then he's just like freaking diarrhea of the mouth about like straight facts about your brain. And I'm like,
It's
dude, which one is it, bro? Do you
wild.
not retain information, or are you
Or
a
you the
straight nerd?
Or
Like,
you're the smartest man alive.
Smartest dude ever.
Like,
I
what
know.
the fuck, dude? Like, I sat here and I listened to him, how he's figured himself out, and my man went to therapy with a fucking notebook, and I'm like,
schooling the therapist.
like, what am I doing in life? Like, I have dropped the ball compared to Dave. I have accomplished zero because mentally I'm fucked up, physically I'm fucked up. I can barely talk about my feelings. This guy's teaching the therapist how to deal with shit. And I'm sitting here like, fuck, I can barely talk to my friends. It's impressive, man. He is an impressive fucking guy.
He definitely is. He definitely is. And, we were saying last week how much you've benefited from everybody. Like, you just keep looking for answers. So I think your next solution is going to be
To buy a BMX bike.
just get the BMX bike.
Yeah, that's it.
Put the pegs on it. You could put me on the back or the front. I'll go for a ride.
Would you go for a ride with me?
Well, yeah, we'll do some old school, like did you ever like take the bikes to like the pizza shop or something?
I took
I don't
the
know
bike
what's
everywhere.
around you. I don't know what's around you that we can go to,
Oh,
but we
could
can
go
peg
to,
it
like,
out.
We could go to the reservoir. We could go wherever.
With me like on the pegs?
Fuck yes.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I know you got strong legs and all, but like, I'm like
Man,
180.
Have you seen these calves?
The cat,
Have you
yeah,
seen these
for
calves?
sure.
Let's go.
For sure. So this
And
weekend,
if I get tired, you'll just run.
yeah. So tomorrow I'm officiating Trevor's wedding.
Oh, I didn't know it was Trevor's wedding you were doing.
So it's either my 4th or 5th time officiating, and the last one that I did was Zach's dad, and I was standing next to the guy who's like my uncle. He was my boss at the cabin, like mad respect, mad respect. So I was like a fucking nervous wreck, dude. And then by the time it was over, I said to Abby, I'm like, that wasn't so bad. I don't know why I built this thing up, to be more than it needs to be. So been practicing a lot out loud and stuff. And my goal between like now and tomorrow is to just not fucking make it more than it needs to be. Just relax. Like, my voice might sound nervous tomorrow. It's hard. There's 200 people there. I'm standing up there. It's not like I'm officiating weddings every weekend. If I was, then I'd have mad reps.
But
like,
you
I have
are
a
still
decent amount of
comfortable
reps.
with you. And you got to remember that. And I have to be more cognizant of it myself. I mean, I get nervous every time we walk in here. Doing better with it, but you're still Pete Riley. You still command a room everywhere you go. You're well spoken.
Yeah, see, Pete Riley to you is one thing. Pete Riley to me.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Pete Riley to me is like that kid in college that wasn't prepared for the speech. Then he goes up there and he's stuttering like crazy. And everyone, like, I was done and I like sat back down. I'm sweating.
Yeah, but that's
probably
not
had
you
Adderall in
today.
my system. And everybody else is like looking at me like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, but
You know,
that's
the
not you
professor's
right
looking
now,
at me,
bro.
That's
But that's
not
not
me.
you.
That's not me. You're
and
right.
that's one thing that I also have to realize about me. The
Yeah.
person I was 15 years ago
Yeah.
is not who's sitting on this couch with you.
It's true.
Because realistically, Billy from 15 years ago probably wasn't like the person I am today in the sense like I kind of thought I had it figured out then. I thought I knew it all. Today, I probably have a lot figured out and don't think I know shit. But I got to regain that confidence to realize I am Bill Stanton. And
Damn right.
You are Pete fucking Riley.
Yeah.
Not just Pete Riley, you are Pete fucking Riley.
Yeah.
You will get up there at Trevor's wedding and you
Yeah.
will crush it just like you do everything else in life.
You're right.
But a guy like me or a guy like you can never, I can sit here and big you up all day and tell you how great you are. I can't look at myself and tell myself that I'm doing good. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I
It's hard.
always feel deficient. I always feel like it's not enough. I feel like I'm not hammering through the way I need. And I feel like you're saying something similar in your lack of confidence in yourself to perform tomorrow.
Right.
You're going to crush it. I'm telling you. Outside looking in, everybody in this room will agree. Pete puts the best Pete forward every minute of every day and everything he does. You will be amazing.
For
and
sure.
I guarantee if I see a video of it, I'll be proven right.
For sure. You know, so the other thing that kind of lingers over every time that I go to like read something is like way back when I was younger. Now, I have a lot of experience talking to people. I did a lot of videos with Ev, getting on camera. I'm in front of the kids all the time and the parents. Like, I have no problem in those elements. But when I was younger, dude, I would get so fucking nervous and feel like I had to throw up. Literally reading a paragraph or a sentence. So, you know, the rotation goes around. I know I'm next. Raise my hand, go to the bathroom, come back in school. All right, nice. I missed it, you know. And then finally it's like, okay, Pete, it's your turn to read Shakespeare. And I'm just like, da, 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 da. You know, I can't even fucking get a word out. And
It's
I'm
like you're in the
what
cold plunge.
Something takes over, dude. My stomach is fucking in knots. But like that last wedding I was telling you, I was nervous. People have noticed like that I'm nervous, and they've even said like, "Oh, dude, you look pretty nervous."
But did you
yeah, no
present?
shit.
Did you present nervous? You might have looked nervous before you did it.
I
but
had a
once you
little
started
bit
going,
of
were
a-
you good to go?
Yeah, it probably started as like a little bit of a nervous, and then I kind of got into my groove. So my point was with tomorrow is I have a line that I'm gonna say that's not written down, like right away, just to talk to the crowd. And then I have some reading, and then I have mapped out what it only says on the piece of paper, like freestyle. So then that's my portion to just be able to talk
Be you.
and let loose, yeah, and not teleprompter Ron Burgundy. And then we go into the other things, and then there's more reading, and then I have another line that's just me, not reading, and then the end is reading, but it's like the rings at this time,
Yeah.
power vested in me, all that other stuff. So we have the rehearsal dinner tonight, so I'm not going to practice. Tomorrow's the wedding, you know, and I was talking with Abby. She's done a lot of like maid of honor speeches, and she's like, you're lucky that you get to go first, because when you do the maid of honor speech and stuff, whoever officiated the wedding, his part's already done. So you're like at the wedding, everyone else is having fun, cocktail hour, and what are you doing? You're thinking about your speech.
Yeah.
I got to think about my speech. Oh, I can't really drink too much. I got my speech coming up. So she was like, yeah, put it like in my perspective, when I was doing these speeches at the wedding, I was last. She's like, you're lucky you get to go first. I was like, good call with that. I get to go first, and then it's kind of a relief. And then, you know, Friday should be, you know, pretty cool day overall. Who was I talking to recently?
wanna
I was
go do
talking to
a
my friend
cold
Nick.
plunge?
I'm going to get a little workout going.
You want to go to a cold plunge? Friday?
Possibly. If we do, it would be easier at my house.
I'm in.
But if we do schedule something, it'll have to be a little bit later on in the day.
That works for me. I have the gym at 11 anyway.
Okay. And then Saturday is Mason's first Jersey Shore League match.
I'm excited to be there.
I'm excited. I've been talking to a lot of wrestling parents lately, and I like black out with these parents, and I say all this shit. and it's all good shit, but like I don't really practice what I preach, you know. So he's got his first match. It just so happens there's two teams in the Jersey Shore League, the black team and the silver team. The silver team doesn't have a 60-pounder. He's 58.5. Now, he loves football. He's been around wrestling. He did Little Sharks, intermediate last year. He had 5 matches last year. Thankfully, Evan was able to capture the one tournament he was at. He took an L and was unfazed, so I thought that was like really cool.
That's the biggest thing in life.
Well, he got past his fears and everything, and then Brick sends us their Devo rosters, Developmental League Wrestling. Well, then I started thinking back. Last year in Devos, he was 4-0. Steamrolling kids in the first period. I'm like, dude, we ain't playing fucking coach's kids daddy ball out here. Like, you know, I was telling you, I tell these parents, like, hey, it's real nice here. If your kid gets some struggle on the mat, then he's got to get some struggle. Like, Mason really wants to win all the time, and Madden, he gets upset. But I just want to be like, you're going out there. It's a soft mat. Whatever happens, happens. You're going to be with your teammates. Your teammates need you. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the experience. I know that just like Santa Showdown, once the tournament was over, you know, it was all well and good. I'm a little bit nervous for him getting out there. He puts a lot of pressure on himself like I used to do.
Yeah,
but
you'll be there for him.
Yeah.
And he's going to know, win, lose, or draw,
Yeah.
You're going to be happy.
Oh, good. Go
and
get some
that's
ice
it.
cream.
Bro, so
be fun.
Zach's telling me a story the other day. Lucas had to wrestle off and he was nervous about it. And Zach grabbed him. He said, do me a favor, walk through the door. He said, I'm going to show you the 2 things that are going to happen. And he said, tell me you lost. So he walks through the door. He says he lost. He gives him a big hug. He says, go back and tell me you won. Comes back. He says he won. Gives him a big hug. So now I'm at wrestling Monday night. And Dave Porter comes up to me. He says, Jack's going to do the Santa Showdown. He asked if I wanted to send Max so the boys could be together during the day. And I was like, I don't know. He goes, listen. He goes, I'm hanging out with Jack for the day. We're going to be there. It'll help them pass the time. No one cares. And I was like, you know what? Let me talk to him. So I asked Max. And he's like, yeah, Dad, I'll go. I'll hang out with Jack. And I took Zach's line. I said, bro, worst thing that happens. You're going to come off the mat. I'm going to give you a big hug. I said, best thing that happens, you're going to come off the mat and I'm going to give you a bigger hug. We're good. There's no losing here. The hug is the same. If I have to comfort you a little more because you lost and you're dealing with it, cool, I'll hug you a little tighter. But that's it.
I'm definitely taking that. I'm
and I thought that was one of the greatest things Zach has ever said to me.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely taking that line for sure. It's just because I've been coaching so long. My wrestling journey was so long. I've been around it for a long ass time. I mean, I'm 37. I started wrestling when I was 9, so like 28 years.
You think you were a little numb to it at this point?
No, I feel it now even more than ever. I've never been a wrestling parent. So now I'm like talking to Jay Usey, Zach, Dave Elliott. And like now I'm like, oh fuck, I sound like these parents that I've been like rolling my eyes at. Like now I can finally understand like why they would run up to me after practice and just talk about their kid. Because I would always say like, dude, there's fucking 60 kids in here. And you think like, what the fuck? What are you coming up to me for?
Now you
but
get
now
it, though.
now I'm having the same conversations. Like I called Morello. Oh, you know, we did Devos
We
last
have
year.
to get him on here, by the way. Not to.
He's ready.
That audition video was something else.
Oh, that
boy.
was hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there.
I totally
but you
forgot.
said
I totally
Morello.
forgot about that. I didn't even know he wanted to come on until he sent the video. Like, dude, you could have just asked us.
I
You
think
have
he
to
mentioned
booty
it to me,
shake.
and he like says things, and he's like half joking. I
Yeah,
never know if
you
he's
never know.
serious. And then we got the video.
Yeah.
And I think if he does come on, I think we have to air the video
I think we should.
and show everybody what's coming here.
Just a buffer. He had a singlet on. For the
He's
video.
also 40.
Yeah, he had a singlet on. He had Eye of the Tiger going.
It was
just like,
it was incredible.
and I responded with like, "We have no auditions.
Yeah.
Like, all you had to do was ask.
Yeah.
Like, you're good."
that was good.
Yeah,
that
man.
was good.
So unless you got anything else, I think we're good for
I
this
got
week, man.
nothing. And I'm sorry if I was a little distracted. I'm sorry if it wasn't my best efforts. I
Always.
got some shit going on. Hopefully you guys liked what we had today. If you can, click the links, like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. And as always, hit me up if you're struggling. Reach out to Petey. We got you guys. We're all here to get through it together.
Truth.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace.